The studio lights blazed down on the set of The View, where the iconic round table hosted its usual mix of lively discussions and celebrity guests. Kate Winslet, the acclaimed actress known for her roles in Titanic and The Reader, had been invited to promote her latest film, a gripping drama about environmental activism. She arrived with her signature poise, dressed in an elegant green blouse that matched her passionate advocacy for ocean conservation. Joy Behar, the sharp-tongued co-host with decades of comedic experience, sat across from her, ready to dive into the interview. The conversation started innocently enough, with Whoopi Goldberg moderating and asking about Winslet's preparation for the role. Winslet spoke eloquently about the urgency of climate change, her voice steady and compelling. But as the segment progressed, Behar interjected with a quip about Hollywood hypocrisy, questioning how stars like Winslet could preach about the environment while flying private jets. Winslet laughed it off at first, explaining her efforts to offset carbon footprints, but Behar pressed on, her tone shifting from playful to pointed. The audience murmured, sensing the tension building. Winslet countered with facts about systemic issues beyond individual actions, but Behar doubled down, citing tabloid stories about celebrity excesses. The exchange heated up, with Winslet defending her integrity and Behar challenging her on authenticity. Other co-hosts tried to steer the conversation, but the clash was undeniable. Winslet's face flushed, her British accent sharpening as she accused Behar of sensationalism. The crowd gasped when Winslet stood abruptly, microphone still clipped to her collar, declaring she wouldn't sit through baseless attacks. She stormed off the set, leaving the panel in stunned silence as the show cut to commercial. Backstage, producers scrambled, while social media erupted with clips and opinions. Fans praised Winslet for standing her ground, while others criticized her for overreacting. The incident became instant viral fodder, sparking debates on celebrity accountability and talk show etiquette. Winslet later issued a statement via her publicist, emphasizing her commitment to meaningful dialogue but refusing to tolerate disrespect. Behar, ever the provocateur, addressed it on the next episode, joking about the British invasion gone wrong but acknowledging the passion on both sides. The View's ratings soared, proving once again that controversy sells. In the aftermath, Winslet continued her promotional tour elsewhere, avoiding morning shows for a while. This event highlighted the fine line between entertainment and confrontation in daytime TV, reminding viewers that even stars have breaking points. As the dust settled, it left everyone wondering if such clashes are scripted or genuinely spontaneous. Reflecting on the build-up to the infamous moment, it all started with high expectations for a harmonious interview. Kate Winslet, fresh from awards season buzz, entered the studio with a warm smile, greeted by applause from the live audience. Joy Behar, known for her no-holds-barred style, had prepared questions that delved into Winslet's personal life, including her views on aging in Hollywood. The discussion veered into feminism and body positivity, where Winslet shared empowering stories from her career. But Behar, drawing from her own experiences, questioned whether Winslet's choices truly challenged industry norms or merely conformed to them. Winslet responded thoughtfully at first, citing her refusal of certain roles, but Behar's persistence irked her. The co-host brought up old interviews where Winslet had expressed regrets, twisting them to suggest inconsistency. Tension mounted as Winslet firmly corrected the narrative, her eyes narrowing. The other panelists, including Sunny Hostin and Sar Haynes, attempted to mediate, offering supportive comments, but the dynamic between Winslet and Behar escalated. Winslet accused Behar of cherry-picking facts to create drama, while Behar defended her right to ask tough questions. The audience shifted uncomfortably, some cheering for Winslet, others for Behar's boldness. Finally, after a particularly cutting remark from Behar about privileged perspectives, Winslet slammed her hand on the table lightly, stood up, and declared, "This is not a productive conversation, I'm done." She unclipped her mic, tossed it gently on the table, and walked off stage with purposeful strides. The camera captured her exit, the door swinging shut behind her. Chaos ensued in the control room as directors signaled for a break. Online, hashtags like #KateStormsOff and #JoyVersusKate trended worldwide within minutes. Commentators dissected every word, with some calling it a masterclass in assertiveness, others labeling it diva behavior. Winslet's team spun it as a stand against bullying, while The View's producers downplayed it as passionate discourse. Behar later quipped on air that she admired Winslet's fire, but the incident fueled weeks of media coverage. It prompted discussions on guest-host boundaries and the pressure of live TV. Winslet's film benefited from the publicity, ironically boosting ticket sales. This clash underscored the unpredictable nature of celebrity interviews, where egos and opinions collide spectacularly. In the end, both women emerged unscathed, their reputations intact, but the memory lingered as a cautionary tale for future guests. Delving deeper into the aftermath, the storm-off incident rippled through entertainment circles like a shockwave. Kate Winslet, retreating to her hotel after the show, reportedly vented to her entourage about the unexpected hostility. Joy Behar, unfazed in the green room, shared laughs with her co-hosts, viewing it as just another day in talk show land. The View's executive producers held an emergency meeting to assess damage control, deciding to air unedited clips to capitalize on the buzz. Social media platforms lit up with memes, fan edits, and heated debate as some siding with Winslet's grace under fire, others applauding Behar's unfiltered honesty. Celebrity peers weighed in. Oprah tweeted support for open dialogue, while Ellen DeGeneres joked about her own past clashes. Winslet, in a follow-up interview with a British outlet, elaborated on feeling ambushed, stressing that she values tough questions but not personal jabs. Behar, during a podcast appearance, admitted she might have pushed too far but stood by her intent to provoke thought. The episode's viewership hit record highs, with reruns dissecting body language and tone. Analysts noted how such moments humanize stars, revealing vulnerabilities. Winslet's career trajectory remained strong, with offers pouring in for edgier roles. Behar's book sales spiked as fans revisited her memoirs. The clash inspired parody sketches on SNL, where impersonators exaggerated the drama for laughs. Publicists everywhere advised clients on handling adversarial hosts. In hindsight, the incident bridged generational gaps in feminism, with Winslet representing modern empowerment and Behar embodying old-school grit. Forums buzzed with theories. Was it staged for ratings? Insiders denied it, insisting on authenticity. Winslet eventually left it off in a late-night appearance, mimicking her exit for comedy. Behar extended an olive branch via a public apology, sort of, saying she'd welcome Winslet back anytime. The story evolved into pop culture lore, referenced in articles about TV feuds. It highlighted the power dynamics at play, where guests are at the mercy of hosts' agendas. Ultimately, both emerged as winners in the court of public opinion, proving that controversy can forge unlikely respect. This event reminded us that behind the glamour, real emotions drive these interactions, making daytime TV a mirror to society's conflicts. Exploring the nuances of a confrontation, it became clear that underlying issues fueled the fire. Kate Winslet, an advocate for mental health, had recently spoken about burnout in the industry, which Behar referenced dismissively as first-world problems. This struck a nerve, as Winslet passionately argued for empathy toward artists' struggles. Behar countered with anecdotes from her comedy days, implying resilience is key. The back-and-forth grew intense, with Winslet citing statistics on Hollywood's toll, and Behar waving them off as excuses. Audience reactions varied. Gasps, applause, and whispers filled the air. Co-host Alyssa Farah-Griffin tried to pivot to lighter topics, but the momentum was unstoppable. Winslet's frustration peaked when Behar questioned her authenticity in activist trolls, suggesting it was performative. "That's insulting," Winslet retorted, her voice rising. In that moment, she decided enough was enough, rising from her seat amid stunned silence. Her exit was swift, heels clicking on the studio floor as she vanished behind the curtains. Producers buzzed intercoms, directing cameras to Whoopi for damage control. Post-show, Winslet's phone blew up with supportive messages from stars like Meryl Streep and Emma Thompson. Behar, in the makeup room, shrugged it off, but later reflected on the intensity. The clip went viral on TikTok, remixed with dramatic music and captions. Media outlets like TMZ and E! News ran exclusives, interviewing eyewitnesses. Winslet's publicist crafted a narrative of empowerment, While The View teased a tell-all segment, debates raged on whether Behar crossed a line or if Winslet overreacted. Feminists praised Winslet for boundary setting, while critics called it unprofessional. The incident sparked podcasts episodes analyzing talk show history, from Oprah's car giveaway to infamous walk-offs. Winslet's film premiere that week drew extra crowds, curious about the feisty star. Behar's stand-up tour sold out dates, riding the wave. In interviews, Winslet admitted the clash motivated her advocacy work further. Behar joked she'd send Winslet a fruit basket. The event humanized both, showing vulnerability in public figures. It prompted networks to review guest protocols, emphasizing mutual respect. As time passed, the story faded but left a legacy in TV annals, a testament to the raw energy of live broadcasts. This clash, though brief, encapsulated the thrill and peril of unscripted moments. Considering the broader implications, the Winslet-Behar showdown ignited conversations beyond entertainment. Kate Winslet used the platform post-incident to amplify her causes, partnering with NGOs for awareness campaigns. Joy Behar, in her column, wrote about the value of spirited debates in democracy. The View dedicated a segment to healthy disagreements, inviting experts to discuss civility. Fans created petitions for a rematch, while detractors boycotted the show briefly. Winslet's grace in handling the fallout earned her admiration, with awards bodies noting her resilience. Behar's ratings held steady, her edge a draw for viewers. The viral video amassed millions of views, spawning analyses on YouTube channels. Psychologists weighed in on conflict resolution, using the clip as a case study. Winslet's team monitored sentiment, turning negatives into positives through strategic posts. Behar appeared on late-night shows, poking fun at herself. The incident influenced guest bookings, with stars demanding pre-approvals. Media scholars cited it in papers on celebrity culture. Winslet reflected in a memoir excerpt, calling it a growth moment. Behar autographed photos of the clash for charity. Social media algorithms boosted related content, creating echo chambers. The story crossed oceans, with UK tabloids defending Winslet and US ones backing Behar. It inspired fan fiction and art, depicting alternate endings. Producers considered spin-offs but shelved ideas. Winslet's next project, a biopic, incorporated themes of confrontation. Behar's book tour included Q&A on the event. Public opinion polls showed divided views, mirroring societal polarization. The clash became a teaching tool in journalism classes. Winslet donated to causes mentioned, turning ire into action. Behar hosted fundraisers, proving goodwill. As anniversaries approached, clips resurfaced, keeping the memory alive. It underscored TV's role in shaping narratives. Both women moved on, but the bond formed through adversity lingered subtly. This event, though dramatic, fostered unexpected alliances and reflections on discourse. In the grand tapestry of pop culture, it stood as a vivid thread, reminding us of humanity's complexity in the spotlight. The legacy endured, influencing how we engage with media personalities. Ultimately, it celebrated the power of voice, even in disagreement, enriching the cultural dialogue. Wrapping up the saga, the Kate Winslet and Joy Behar encounter evolved into a symbol of unfiltered authenticity. Months later, Winslet returned to The View for a redemption episode, greeted with cheers and hugs. Behar extended a genuine apology, and they shared laughs over the mishap. The segment focused on reconciliation, discussing growth from conflict. Audience ratings peaked again, proving forgiveness sells too. Winslet's career flourished with Oscar nods, while Behar's podcast gained subscribers. The original clip became a meme staple, referenced in comedy routines. Insiders revealed pre-show tensions, but emphasized mutual respect post-event. Winslet advocated for mental health breaks in interviews, crediting the experience. Behar moderated her style slightly, adding nuance to questions. The incident inspired books on TV history, featuring chapters on famous feuds. Fans organized watch parties, dissecting every frame. Winslet's environmental work gained traction, with Behar even donating to her causes. The clash bridged divides, showing adversaries can find common ground. Media evolved, with shows adopting sensitivity training, Winslet's poise became a model for young actors. Behar's tenacity inspired comedians. Social platforms buzzed with positive spins, turning drama into inspiration. The story concluded on a high note, with both women thriving. It highlighted resilience and the human element in entertainment. As time blurred details, the core message remained: clashes can lead to clarity. This event, once stormy, settled into a calm narrative of empowerment and understanding. In retrospect, it enriched their legacies, proving that from brutal exchanges come profound insights. The video script captures this journey, from tension to triumph, encapsulating the essence of live TV's unpredictable charm.